Welcome to our YouTube channel. Let's see the story today. We're diving straight into an incredibly gripping mystery from our source material called The Quest for Vengan Fortress. So what starts out as just a simple regular reunion between friends quickly spirals into something much darker. You can really think of this explainer as your personal guide to a seriously high-stakes mystery. The danger here is absolutely real, and the loyalties of this tight-knit group, well, they're about to be tested to their absolute limits. All right, let's get right into it.
Section 1. So set the scene in your mind, okay? 4 incredibly close friends have planned this rare gathering. They don't see each other all that often, so this is supposed to be a really special occasion. But exactly one person is missing from this reunion. Now, in any normal friend group, right, if someone just doesn't show up to a rare hangout, people immediately start calling, texting, maybe getting a little annoyed. But the source text reveals this totally fascinating character dynamic. At first, literally nobody gives it a second thought. And it's not because they don't care about the guy. It's actually the exact opposite. They just have this unshakable, profound trust in him. They all just assume, hey, he's got a perfectly good reason for being late.
But of course, that kind of unshakable trust can really only last for so long, as the clock keeps ticking away. Where is he? Well, it's Vengan who finally breaks that comfortable silence. He just points out the obvious. Guys, we rarely get together, so why on earth is he missing? And it's wild because that one single question completely punctures the relaxed vibe of the reunion. That absolute certainty they had about their friend's absence suddenly morphs into this creeping sense of curiosity and maybe just a tiny hint of unease. It totally forces the group to stop assuming and start actively analyzing what's going on with their missing friend. Now, the really crucial point here is how they actually view this missing friend. Vengan speaks up and refers to him not just as a buddy, but as a research monster. I absolutely love that phrase from the source text. It paints such a vivid picture, doesn't it? He reminds the others about this guy's absolute obsession. We're not talking about a guy who just got stuck in traffic on the highway. Vengan explains that their friend is utterly fixated on magic. And no, not cheap stage tricks. We're talking real ancient magic. He is 100% convinced it's real, and more dangerously, he's determined to do whatever it takes to prove it to the entire world. So when your friend is a literal research monster chasing ancient magic, his sudden disappearance takes on a much heavier meaning. So Shobhatharan, who's definitely the pragmatist of the group, agrees with Vengan's assessment, but pushes a bit further. He asks, okay, true, but where did he go without telling us? Did he leave any clues with you? This simple interrogation is a real game changer. It acts as the catalyst that forces Vengan to confess something he's been hiding. The secret is out. Vengan admits that the missing friend actually did mention something to him in passing. He spoke of a specific destination, a highly mysterious fortress. And this isn't just some roadside tourist trap. This is a place incredibly inaccessible, totally hidden away from the rest of the world.
And this right here is where the story turns truly chilling. Vengan asks what fortress they're even talking about, and Vengan hesitantly tries to recall the name. He says he thinks it's called the Vengan Fortress. Immediately, Shobhatharan's blood just runs cold. Vengan? He asks, confirming that dreadful name. Wow, now you can go ahead and drop all your expectations of a fun, lighthearted adventure. Because according to the source material, Shobhatharan knows exactly what this place is. It's legendary, but for all the wrong reasons. The golden rule of Vengan is brutally simple. No one who enters ever comes out alive. It is quite literally a fortress of absolute, guaranteed doom.
You can practically feel the oxygen leave the room as the friends process this information. They're suddenly hit with this terrifying realization. Is he trapped? Shobhatharan starts connecting the dots out loud. Look, their friend knew about this reunion. He wouldn't just skip it for no reason. If he's this research monster, hunting magic, and the last thing he talked about was the deadliest fortress on Earth, well, the math is pretty terrifying. Shobhatharan concludes that their friend must be in massive trouble. He's highly likely trapped inside Vengan, or worse, caught in some deadly snare while just trying to infiltrate the place. So yeah, this casual reunion has officially become a full-blown crisis. Which brings us to a moment of genuine heroism. Vengan doesn't even hesitate. The source text shows him immediately taking charge with this really powerful declaration. He says, he has no one else but us. Man, that is just such a profound statement of true friendship. I mean, they can't exactly call the authorities, right? You can't dial emergency services for a magical, deadly hidden fortress. Vengan insists they are the only ones who can find him and save him. In fact, he argues that right at this very moment, their trapped friend is probably holding on to hope, desperately expecting them to come to his rescue. But just when you think you have a fully unified team ready to charge into battle, reality hits hard. And honestly, this is one of the most fascinating parts of this explainer because it is just so incredibly human. The impulse to go save their brother collides head-on with the very natural human instinct to just stay safe. Kavadandran, the very guy who spilled the secret in the first place, suddenly gets major cold feet. He literally looks at Vikraventan and goes, "So, you guys are going to the fortress? Okay, well, have a safe trip." Seriously. He tries to completely excuse himself from what looks like a suicide mission. Vikraventan is understandably stunned, asking why he's only sending them off. But Kavadran flat out refuses, declaring there is absolutely no chance he is walking into Vengavira. No way.
And now we hit the climax of this incredible scene. Shovatharan steps right in and firmly shuts down Kavendran's attempt to back out. Yes, the danger is very real, but loyalty absolutely must outweigh it, specifically because of what's required for the journey ahead. Shovatharan looks Kavendran in the eye and tells him his presence isn't optional, it is absolutely mandatory. Why? Because the missing friend only entrusted the specific details of Vengai Vira to Kavendran. He is the one holding the crucial knowledge, the actual key pieces to this deadly puzzle. Without him, they're basically flying blind right into a death trap. Shovatharan makes it crystal clear. Kavendran is quite literally the only reason they even have a fighting chance to save their friend.
And that right there leaves us hanging completely on the edge of our seats. We've got a missing friend trapped in a fortress of no return, a dedicated but absolutely terrified group of rescuers, and a very reluctant guide who holds the only key to their survival. The tension is just palpable. So what actually awaits them inside the walls of Vengaivera? Will they make it in time, or are they literally just marching toward their own doom? This source material sets up such an incredible adventure, and honestly, we have only just scratched the surface. To find out what happens next on this deadly rescue mission, be sure to subscribe to us for the story. Thanks so much for learning with me today.